So what actually are wetlands? They seem rather obvious to state these are areas of land that are wet. But of course, it goes a lot deeper than that. One of the major variables in wetlands is the type of water that's actually involved. It can vary from very salty seawater to fresh rainwater and all the stages in between. As a result, the different plants and animals who adapt to life in the wetlands will also vary with the salt content or even with the acid content of the water. Wetlands can include swamps, which have the conditions which are suitable for trees to grow in, and also marshes, which occur along the edges of the watercourses where short herbaceous plants grow. And marshlands can develop over time into swamps as the conditions change, enabling larger plants to grow until eventually they form swamps. Also bogs and ferns, which are often mixed up. Both are where layers of dead or dying vegetation are piled one upon the other in the water. However, bogs get their water directly from rainwater, whereas fens receive their water from runoffs or from underground sources. It generally results in bogs being more acidic than the fens due to the source of the water. It's a dramatic effect on the types of plants that grow in their respective environments. And these are the broad categories of wetlands. It can be divided into far more specific types, but it does give you a starting base point for the identification of the wetlands. Next question is, why are these areas so seemingly important to conservationists, and why are they also under threat? We start with the threats first. Wetlands of course need water, so the building of dams, changes to rivers and streams, use of the underground aquifers can reduce the size of the wetlands or even eliminate them completely. Alternatively, humans can have a more direct impact on wetlands by draining these large flat lands for farming or for building houses. Then again, they can suffer from industrial use, either by directly extracting the peat on a large scale or by polluting the environment, either from excessive farmland runoff or from the chemicals from industrial processes. Indirectly, humans are also having a significant impact on wetlands due to climate change. Wetlands are more vulnerable to than many other ecosystems, either through change in rainfall levels or actually in a rise in sea levels. This brings us to why wetlands are considered so important. Of course, like all ecosystems, wetlands have their own specially adapted plants and animal life, especially in regards to fish, insects and birds. And this diversity is threatened by the reduction of the area covered by wetlands. However, beyond that, it's how the wetlands actually manage the water. The wetlands manage rainfall and water flow by absorbing excess water and slowly releasing it into the rivers, streams and seas. This way, the wetlands act like a kind of sponge. And when the wetlands are removed, this unmanaged water can flow into the other areas, resulting in widespread flooding, especially in highly damaging flash floods. Wetlands also slow the flow of water through the area, which allows any heavy metals and other toxic substances to sink into the bottom of the wetlands. But at the same time, they filter the water of nitrates and phosphoruses released from the farmlands. The result is a far cleaner water flowing out of the wetlands than actually flows into it. At the coastal level, wetlands play a significant role in preventing the coastal erosion. The roots and plants of the coastal wetlands binds everything together so that storm surges and tidal forces lose their energy and impact on the shoreline. The plants in this way act as a kind of flexible and self-renewing tidal defense against the erosion of the coastline. Wetlands, managed carefully, can also produce significant amounts of food, construction materials, medicines, and a vast array of other useful goods, as well as being a wonderful place to relax and observe wildlife. That's why wetlands are important in our ecosystems.